Okay, there. Yesterday we heard a great story about Henny Machlis, Representative Henny Machlis, from the book A House Full of Chesed by Shmuel Blitz, illustrated by Leah Krohn. We're going to read another two stories from her, and I hope you enjoy them. If you remember, yesterday we learned about the money exchanger story, which was a story about Henny wanting to do a mitzvah and having Hashem's hand helping her. We're going to have one more story like that that's coming up, and then I'll read you one other as well. Here we go. And by the way, if you didn't hear the story from yesterday, I hope that you go back to hear it. It's a great story. All right. The chicken surprise. Yonina, a young woman who had just gotten married, moved into the same building as the Machlises. She and her husband lived one flight above Henny. Yonina and Henny became very close in a short amount of time. She often asked Henny for all kinds of advice. Could you imagine living in a house like that, where you can go upstairs and ask amazing people, or downstairs and ask amazing people about life and advice all the time? What a blessing she must have had. Anyways, one Friday afternoon, just 45 minutes before Shabbos, there was a knock on her door. Who was knocking on my door at 45 minutes before Shabbos? It was Henny's daughter, Batsheva, holding two large trays of uncooked chicken. Our oven just stopped working, Batsheva said. Do you have any room in yours? Yes, of course, Yonina answered. For the Machlis is anything. I already finished my Shabbos preparations. But why would you need my oven? It will be Shabbos in 45 minutes. Chickens, Batsheva answered. We have a bunch of raw chickens that need to be cooked for Shabbos. You can use my oven, but it takes 2 hours usually to cook a chicken. How will it be ready in 45 minutes? It's impossible. By the way, you should know, we cook our chickens also. It takes about an hour and a half. And we do them l'chavod Shabbos Kodesh by covering the chicken for about 45 minutes to make it nice and juicy, and then you take it off to make it crispy. It's a great way to make your chicken perfect. Anyways, and you got to say l'chavod Shabbos Kodesh. Henny used to say l'chavod Shabbos Kodesh all the time, and it feels like there's a special siyata d'shmaya. Hashem helps you get ready for the Shabbos queen. But anyways, so it's wild because they're knocking on the door 45 minutes before Shabbos and the oven's broke down. How is it going to work? Batsheva just smiled. Batsheva, the daughter, smiled and placed the two trays in Yonina's oven. She ran downstairs and brought up another tray with a few layers of uncooked chickens. The trays filled with chickens took up the entire oven. My mother said to turn the oven up to the highest temperature, she said not to worry, it'll all come out perfectly. Everybody knows that that's not really how it works. You can't cook chicken on the highest temperature. The top and bottom layers will be burnt and the middle layers will stay uncooked. My mother said it'll all be fine. Batsheva reassured her, noticing the puzzled look on Yonina's face. Batsheva returned 45 minutes later and took all the chickens out of the oven. Can you guess what happened? There was a wonderful, delicious Shabbos Kodesh, Queen of Shabbos aroma in the house, like a hint of the scent of heaven. Every piece of chicken was cooked perfectly. Not one was burnt. Not one. Could you believe it? Not one was uncooked either. Make sure you tell your mother to give me the recipe, Yonina told her. This looks amazing. But she really knew that it was Henny's bracha that made the chickens come out the way that they did perfect. When you're getting ready for Shabbos and you want to do mitzvahs, or you think about the money changer story, and you want to do mitzvahs, sometimes we have to remember that even our mitzvahs we have to turn to Hashem. And we could see a little bit of extra siyata d'shmaya, blessing from Hashem, to help things work out even extra special better. But even if that doesn't work for you, if you ever have a situation where you're trying to do a mitzvah and it doesn't work out perfectly, we also know to trust in Hashem there, because everything that Hashem does is for the best. And sometimes those things that seem like, oh my gosh, it's impossible, my oven broke, 45 minutes left for Shabbos, there's nothing I can do. Sometimes it's just a pathway so Hashem can help you in a different way. All right. And it's always for the best. Here we go. One more story. It's called The Eighth Day. One of Henny's favorite mitzvahs was making a bris. She was especially excited to be making the bris for her 13th child. Kanaina Hara, 13 children. Wow. Before a newborn baby has a bris, he must be checked very carefully to make sure he's healthy. If he is not, his parents must wait to make the bris. One of the ways to check if a baby is ready to have a bris is by checking something called the bilirubin count. Often, new babies will have a bilirubin count that isn't high enough. In order for it to be safe for the baby, or considered safe, the number must be less than 12. Sorry, it might be too high. If it's too high and it's above 12, then it's not good for the baby. And you have to push off the bris. The mitzvah is to make a bris on the 8th day after the baby is born. On the 7th day, the doctor does the bilirubin test to check. I'm very sorry, the doctor said to Henny. The number is 16, much too high. There will not be a bris tomorrow. What do you mean no bris, Henny replied. It is only the 7th day. If Hashem wants the baby to have a bris tomorrow, there will be a bris. The next morning, Henny brought back the baby to the doctor to retest. I know how much you want a bris today, he said, but the bilirubin is still 14. We can't do it yet. What do you mean no bris, Henny said. She has a lot of emunah. It's only 8:30 in the morning. We have plenty of time for Hashem to get involved. If Hashem wants the baby to have a bris today, there will be a bris. The doctor's like, do you know how many years I've been a doctor? It will not go down that quickly. It's not going to work. I will come back later to do another test, Henny insisted. Not here, you won't, the doctor said. That afternoon, Henny brought the baby to another doctor. And guess what? The bilirubin number went down even more and was below 12. And now it was safe to do the bris. Like she said, if Hashem wanted it to happen, it would. Later that afternoon, there was indeed a bris for David, the newborn 13th baby, because that's what Hashem wanted. Again, we see this as an amazing theme in her life, that she was always turning to Hashem for her mitzvahs, and hopefully, in a little way, we could do this ourselves as well. Have a good Gishmak, Torah, mitzvah, loving the Jewish people, doing kindness day.